Okay.
No, she doesn't.
Well, yeah. All right. It's fine.
Welcome, everybody. If you are watching this in the future, stay tuned. We have Zoe of Cirrus Parfum coming to join us,
Yes.
along with many, many people, just to hang out and chat. So, feel free to fast forward until you see Zoe appear if you would like.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be about 5 minutes or so until we dive in.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
What are you the most excited for?
Sniffing.
Sniffing.
Same thing as always.
Sure.
Julie's here. Hello, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
I feel like...
What?
Are these the only bottles we have?
Correct.
This makes me sad. This needs to be remedied immediately. Omid is crushing us on the bottle front.
That's okay.
He just ordered a bunch more. I don't like losing.
Hi, Eric. What? What's up?
Well, the Instagram part doesn't seem to be living. Oh, it's still thinking. All right.
It's still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Chris talk. I was just thinking that those shelves were looking bare. Yes. Actually, there is a whole empty shelf now. I moved some of his things off.
Yeah, we moved some oils and backup bottles and sheepy vintage things and knickknacks and paddywhacks off to the other side.
Knickknacks and paddywhacks.
It's the official terminology.
Dylan is in here.
Hello, Joseph Dylan.
Eric Beller says, Gucci love at your darkest come tomorrow. Is that a fragrance?
Gucci love at your darkest come tomorrow.
Comes tomorrow.
I don't know. It sounds like a poem. Eric, are you a poet?
Maybe he is.
Or a lyric of some sort.
Erica's in here. Hi, Erica.
Good evening, Miss Erica. Nice to see you.
Yes. Alex wants to know, what do you think about the House Ordo Parisi?
I think it's a good sort of like edgy niche house for people to take a step into for sure. Yeah.
Succinctibus is in the house.
Zachary, good evening.
Colby says hello.
Colby. Is that son Colby? That's son Colby.
Cole says, I won some stuff from Ange.
Really?
Ange was doing a giveaway?
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Where is Zoe? I can't check. You need to pull up your phone and check the TikTok message because I'm in a different account.
I'll do it.
Eric said it's from the Alchemist Garden line. Oh, cool. Yeah, I saw that. Have you seen the new Gucci line? I've seen it kind of a lot. Some of the fragrance influencers are getting these big PR sets with all 4 of them.
Well, I was not included on the cool kids list.
Yes, Autumn is in here. Colby, it's good that you're both in here because we're going to do a giveaway with Zoe when she gets in here.
That's why Autumn's here. That's what Colby does.
Did she message?
She did not message back.
Oh, hopefully she's okay. Hopefully she's figured out how to do it. Aki Estoy is here.
Aki.
Buenas noches, he says. Succinctivus says evening sniffs. Joey says scent of the day to the medical field is Pear Incorporated by Juliet Has a Gun, which is a great shampoo smelling fragrance. It is. That one is nice. Carrie says hello.
Hello, Carrie.
Oh, Chris talk. Ange has kindly let me raid her collection of decants a few times.
Nice.
Yes. Alex says, just came here from your video about Amouage collection.
Oh, wonderful.
We have 3 of those, Alex.
I'm glad that's still getting some traction.
Yes. Christian says, let's see. Christian de los Santos Payaño says, how to make a fragrance like church smell. I have many fragrance oils here at home. You're probably going to want to have Palo Santo essential oil, frankincense essential oil, maybe even what's a smoky essential oil? Is there one?
Cade oil is
Yeah.
smoky.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, did she pop up?
She may have.
Okay. Yes, Colby, there's a giveaway. We're doing a Cirrus Parfum giveaway. Autumn says I'm not here for the giveaways, just only. That's cool.
Instagram's not working, but
that's whatever. Okay.
There she is. Okay. Let's bring on Miss Zoe.
Zoe in.
The Queen.
The Queen.
There
Hi.
she is.
Hey.
How are you?
Doing good. I'm glad you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Good.
Excellent. How's your day been so far?
It has been a busy day, a good day. Yeah, just lots of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Packing lots of orders.
Yeah, I've been packing a few orders. Yeah, just also like normal job stuff.
Yeah. What do you do for your normal job again?
Like the world's most boring job title. I'm like a custom solutions architect for a software company that works with like construction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to use the left hemisphere a lot for that. It's good that you have exercises for both. Everyone in the TikTok comments is saying the Queen and hello. I'm such a big Zoe Cirrus fan.
She's
Loa's in here.
She's never getting away from that now.
The Queen.
She's the Queen.
Yeah.
I guess it's a thing. I mean,
yes.
There are worse things to be called.
That's right.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Okay, so we have lots of things to chat about, but especially your re-released, right? You released these last year?
Yeah, that was one of the first lines that I released when I first started Cirrus last year. So they're getting a new launch, sort of.
Have you done any reformulations on these, or are they all just the same as last time?
There was 2 minor reformulations. Street Racer has a different cherry note. I think this one is a little bit stronger. It reads a little bit more cherry, whereas last season's was pretty much pure bubblegum. And then the other thing that we did was I was not able to get the natural blue chamomile, the same exact species that I had last time. So this time it is a mixture of a different species of blue chamomile and standard Roman chamomile.
Cool. Okay, well, if you're new here, we're going to talk to Zoe a little bit about her history as a perfumer before we dive into her new spring and summer scents. We've already chatted with you about this before, but never for like posterity. So, meaning we have not recorded it.
Yes.
So it'd be nice to hear it. You know, how did you get into this?
I got into it, I think, the same way that a lot of indie perfumers get into perfume, slowly at first and then very quickly. So I was originally just kind of smelling around because I really love the idea of perfume, but I got migraines from like department store perfumes a lot.
Yeah.
And I have never really lived in a super big city. So like niche perfumery wasn't really something that was accessible to me. It wasn't something that I knew a whole lot about. So I kind of skipped niche for the most part and went straight into indies. And yeah, I started out with, like Hexanaut and B-Pal and like those kinds of perfumes. And I was always a little bit disappointed that they only came in oil formulations at the time.
Oh yeah.
Oil formulations don't really work with my skin so well. And I started sort of researching, how do you even make perfume? Why are the only houses that I know about who are doing something different than the designers, why are they all using oil? And so I just started doing more and more research. And then a couple years ago, I got a essential oil distiller as a gift.
Oh.
And I have like a herb garden. And I started distilling my own essential oils. And then I just started collecting aroma chemicals and smelling them. And now I am where I am today.
Nice. I'm making a mental note to Jamie is running down to make sure that the wolf dogs are not annihilating the house without us down there.
Mhm.
I also want to get some distilling equipment. It just seems like yet another massive rabbit hole that would be amazing to dive down. Like as fun as the perfuming itself.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So it's really fun. It is not as creative as I was kind of hoping that it would be. You
Yeah,
can do some really excellent things with co-distillation where you
I
take a
was
few
just gonna
different
say,
raw
yeah,
materials and put them in
yep,
the same distillation,
yep.
see how that goes. Um, but in general, like there's only so much you can do with it, really.
It seems like a lot of set it and forget it. The
No, don't forget it.
well, it's a lot of. It seems like a lot of watching. I guess
Yeah,
is
yeah, it
a
is.
lot of
It's a bit
observing.
meditative. I mean, there's a lot
Yeah,
of like little tinkering, making sure that your temperature is exactly where you want it to be, monitoring how the oil is like coming out, where your hydrosol levels are at. But I mean, it's pretty zen. You just kind of
yeah,
sit there and watch the little thing bubble and make sure that nothing explodes.
yeah. Nice. All right. Well, let's see if we got any runaway questions for you here.
Somebody
To
wants to
start
know
off
if you
with.
have a background in chemistry.
Yes and no. I studied chemistry briefly in college. I worked in a biochem lab for a couple of years, but I ended up going a different way with my college education because I knew a lot of people who were a couple of years older than me who were getting chemistry degrees and were not able to find jobs.
Mm.
So, and also at that time, I had this idea in my mind that I didn't want to be spending, you know, 8 hours a day in a lab just pipetting chemicals from one jar to another. And that just sounded
Oh
like
gosh.
so awful to 23-year-old me. And things have changed since then.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what you're doing.
Yep. Yep. Part of my
That's
day.
hilarious.
Yeah,
It
right.
is. Oh, that's so funny.
Chase says that they got their samples in and are in love with them.
Oh, fantastic.
Somebody, Air Mover, ordered a 5 ml roller ball of Mr. Dickens yesterday.
Nice.
Chris Talk wants to know if you tell your day job coworkers about your side gig.
Some of them know, some of them don't.
Yeah.
It's not something that is widely broadcast, but I'm pretty close with some of my coworkers, and so I did end up telling them what I was doing after a little while. There were like many months after I had started the business where nobody knew about it. I didn't tell
Really?
any of my like friends. Like obviously my partner knew because like I can't hide it from them, but I just didn't tell anybody.
Wow. Okay.
Do you wear your own scents into the office?
I am exclusively work from home.
Oh.
So,
Oh,
yes.
Yes and no.
awesome.
Mhm. What was the first frag you created? Asks Colby.
The first one I ever made. Okay, the first one I started or the first one that I finished?
The
Because the
first one
first
you
one that I
finished. The first
finished,
finished release.
that was Laundry Day.
Okay.
But we don't have that
We
one.
don't have that one?
No.
What do
We'll
we
get
have?
that another time.
Oh, we have fan fiction as the
Oh,
one.
yeah, I've got a bunch of them. We have a bunch of them. We don't happen to have laundry day for whatever reason.
Let's bring all those over here.
Okay.
The
then-
one that I started first was Fall Creek, but that one took forever. Many,
Oh,
many
that one is
different
amazing.
reformulations on that one. And it ended up being completed just after Laundry Day.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, so let's pull that one out and start yapping about that one if I can find it in this little collection. Here it is. I'm gonna spray it. Peace Love 5K or SK wants to know, can you tell us more about your kit for perfume fans? Are you still selling those? The nose training
Yeah.
kits?
I still have a few in stock, and I'll likely be restocking it when I run out. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So that is a kit of 35 different raw materials, right? Most of them are natural. There are some synthetics in there, and it's meant to give you a realistic representation as a perfume fan, as an appreciator of perfume, of what those notes are that you see going around. Like there's norlimbinol as the representative of super ambers. There
Yeah.
are 2 different types of natural jasmine. There's natural orris. There's a whole bunch of things in there, along with a book that explains some of the history behind the use of all these materials and what you should sort of be looking out for while you're smelling them, along with, I think 100 or so test strips so that folks can just dip right into the little
Yeah.
pre-diluted bottles and smell them, let them rest for a little while, smell them again. And then there's like lined paper essentially as a part of the notebook where you can take notes on what you are smelling when
That's
you're going
awesome.
with it.
Yeah, great. I think that's amazing because people are always asking how is it that you can tell what X smells like?
Yeah.
There's
And do you sell it as a perfumer training kit?
Mm-mm.
No, it's
You
really
just
it's more aimed at perfume appreciators
Okay,
rather
it is.
than like
Great.
beginner perfumers. If you're a
Yeah.
beginner perfumer, I think there are better kits out there because mine are all like pre-diluted, ready to go. And if you're a beginner perfumer, I really think you should be getting access to more neat materials so that you can learn the dilution process.
Sure.
Yeah. And I
Okay.
think that Perfumer's Apprentice has a kit for that.
I believe so.
Yeah, they definitely have some really nice kits for that sort of thing.
Yes.
Erica says Fall Creek is one of her favorites.
Yes.
I'm smelling that now. It's more oak mossy than I remember the first time I sprayed it on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's nice.
Really nice.
I really
Yeah,
love
different
that.
things are
Very
going to come out
photorealistic for me.
each time you smell that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I love the way
God,
that
it's
one smells.
it is so nice. Ah,
It's very cool smelling, which I like.
yeah.
Stan says hi. Ange says, "Oh, that's the kit I can't find." Yes.
What?
She's talking about the nose training kit.
Oh, the kit. Gotcha.
Yes. Colby says, "I love Laundry Day and Snooze. I have both full sizes." Ken's in and says, "Hi all. Chase loves Laundry Day." I need to I'm going to order a sample of Laundry Day because people are always asking me, "What's your favorite laundry scent? Clean girl scent?" And all I can say is 1111
Yeah.
by Lake and Sky, which is lovely. It's a great
Yeah.
fragrance.
We do need that. How do we not have that?
I don't know. I just didn't order it.
Okay.
I ordered all these ones. I think it's because I saw the Sheepra kit. Your fall Sheepra
yes.
kit.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
That's what you got
yes,
first.
Sheepra
Yeah.
for you because you love Sheepras. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if I mixed any other questions. Colby says the Queen makes very relieving sense. Super
They are
calming.
all very calming.
Braga says good evening.
Braga, what's going on?
Noah says Colby says you're making dad jokes.
I am.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Everyone's a big fan of you. Oh, and Colby says I have the OG formula of Laundry Day.
Oh, that's changed too.
Yeah, that one changed a few months ago now. Basically what happened is I was using an all-natural extraction of fermented black tea for that one. There's a pretty prominent black tea note in it. And it just became really, really expensive.
Yeah.
But I had already created a different black tea accord that used some natural black tea extract, but a lot less of it. And that's actually the black tea accord that's in Mango Baby.
I was going to ask.
So I substituted that one into the Laundry Day formula and it worked really well. There was minimal changes to it. So yeah, we ended up doing that with Laundry Day.
I'm going to show everybody the presentation.
Yes, I will. Okay, so this is what the discovery sets look like when they come. They come in this great little package with the little fun paper. And then there's a beautifully mint green box with these great little samples in it.
It's got a bit of a Tiffany vibe, doesn't it?
It does for the season. Let's go over Mango Tea Baby since we just name dropped it for all the folks. This is the one that I would like. I think I want a bottle of this.
I'm going to put this on me tonight.
I have to choose them all. Okay, so what made you decide to take the leap and start your own brand?
The hobby grew to a point that I could no longer justify it unless I was making some side cash from it. And also I got to the point where I was making fragrances that I thought were really good. And whenever I shared them with people, mostly they had positive things to say too. And I sort of just wanted to see what a larger audience would think. Um, and when I got relatively positive feedback from a larger audience, I was like, oh, okay, so this might really be something.
What
Um,
was the larger audience that you started with?
um, to be honest, I didn't really want to tell any of my like close friends, so I went like one step out to like
Mhm.
acquaintances, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, why don't you try this?" They liked it. Then I just kind of made an Instagram post.
Ah,
I was
did
like,
you?
"Hey,
Okay.
I'm making some perfumes. You should message me if you want to try them."
Oh, cool.
And that's how it started. And then I started my own Instagram account just for Cirrus, and I started getting kind of serious about
Yeah,
making it its own thing.
cool. What was your first order where you were like, "Oh my God, this is real"? Do you remember that moment?
Mm, I guess, yeah. I mean, it's been progressive. There's been a few of them
Mhm.
because there was one where a person who I had never spoken to before, like that first person who just kind of found me online, found the brand and was like, "This is intriguing to me.
Mm,
I want to try it out." And they made an order
mm,
that felt impactful. That was a
mhm,
big deal for me at the time. And then later on, someone I didn't offer a discovery set of all of my fragrances. I just had like 5 pieces, and so you could sample the whole collection if you just got a bunch of the 5 pieces. But this person emailed me asking if they could have one of everything.
mm.
And they bought 10 mil perfumes of everything that I had in my
Wow.
catalog. It
Oh,
was my
cool.
largest order ever at that time. And I was like, "This person is crazy. Like, that that's insane." And she received them all, and then she emailed me back and was like, "They're all great. Thanks."
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
So somebody's asking about the notes for
Mango
Mango
Baby.
Baby. So tell us about the notes. I've got that on.
So the notes for mango, it's essentially a single note fragrance. I mean, it is a mango black tea with boba pearls.
Yeah.
So we've got mango syrup, iced black tea, um, those brown sugar boba, and
Mhm.
like a little bit of lemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Your notes are very simple, and I always smell every single one of them.
Well,
I like
that's
that about
great.
your
That's great.
fragrance. Yeah.
Yeah. I could list a lot more notes. There's a lot more things than just that in there.
Sure.
But I think it makes for a better experience if you just have a few things to focus on. And
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
helps ground the fragrance.
Yeah,
Yeah. It is. It's easier to
yeah.
understand it.
It's pretty darn unisex.
How does it smell on you?
It smells pretty good on me,
It
actually.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's better
Nice.
than imagination.
It's very anti that tea fragrance.
Oh no.
That's really good.
Yeah. Chris wants to know, did you find your perfumer voice by experimenting, or did you deliberately choose calming scents?
I think that this person should try the spring and summer collection before they
Mhm.
start calling all of my scents calming.
Yeah. 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 You're
Yeah,
However,
right.
there's
I
some
see what they
vitality here.
mean.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that was kind of always the point.
Yeah.
That was always going to be the voice and the overall feel of this brand. It's why I like went with the cloud imagery. Everything is like that calming blue. That's
Mm.
just what I'm going for with this. Now, in the future, might I do another brand that's a bit more aggressive? Maybe.
Yeah.
But again, I get migraines. So a lot of the harsher things that make fragrances really pop and I don't know, create really like bold, long-lasting fragrances too. I can't work with them neat. So
Yeah.
I may never do that in my brands.
Yeah. Okay. Are you
Mm.
plan? Are you? I feel like you're sort of hinting. Are you planning another brand?
It's possible.
Yeah.
This I want to make sure that this is settled
Yeah.
in the first place. It might also just be like kind of an offshoot because I get a lot of feedback that my fragrances are like soft. calming, feminine.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's entirely true. There are a few outliers, and I want to lean a little bit more into masculine scents in the future.
Cool.
And I don't know if they fit with the brand identity at this point. So to be determined.
That makes sense.
Sign me up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Colby says, Zoe, I hate to be that guy, but you should raise your prices.
Shut up, Colby. You're fired. She is actually, probably underpriced. He's probably right. I mean, compared to the rest of the industry, everybody's got their own philosophy, and I think it's great to have something like your work, the quality of your work, available at this price point.
Yeah.
It's working for you, we assume.
She's a smarty pants. I'm sure she's doing it this way for a reason.
Yeah.
She's the queen. She knows what she's doing. First one's free,
economy
everybody.
Is not doing excellent things at the moment. And I think that even as budgets tighten, it's important to have something available for folks who want high quality fragrance.
Yeah.
With that said, I have to make the business viable. So price increases will likely be coming soon-ish, because as the brand is growing, and I'm really excited about this, I'm able to reinvest money into the brand, and I'm not loving certain aspects of the packaging right now. So I would love to get higher quality caps. I would love to get custom boxes for those discovery sets, and all of those things do cost money.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, we have a question here. John from Discord, this is through Colby, wants to know how you made Duomo so realistic. And I just sprayed it.
I don't know. So I went to that particular church, the church in the center of Milan, several years ago, and I was just really taken with the way that it smelled in there. And I just kind of took a mental note of it, and then I went home and started experimenting. It ended up being a lot less ozonic than I thought it was going to be. I thought that to get that like big, spacious feel to the fragrance, that I would need to add in some ozonics. But I ended up leaning really hard into frankincense and mineralic elements from the stone. And it sort of built up the space I needed synergistically between those two components without need for other things.
Yeah, I love this one. This one's really nice.
I don't know that I've ever put this on skin, and I feel ashamed, embarrassed, but mostly regretful that I've been missing out.
That's because I've been hiding it in my
collection. That what it is? Okay. I mean, this is an amazing incense. This is gorgeous.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We had another question. Let me find it.
What's the sweetness?
There's a
no, you don't have to give the secrets away, sell the company's secrets, but
there's something of an amber-ish accord going on with the papyrus. So there's a lot of like kind of older books in that church, and I wanted to capture that aspect of it, and I did it with sort of a papyrus older paper kind of note, which would have some vanillin in it.
Yeah, the sweetness of it is really nice.
Thank you.
Loa is saying, I love her stuff, but no shipping to Puerto Rico. I'm on the Puerto Rico is domestic shipping mission. Loa's trying to get all the indie perfumers to ship to Puerto Rico.
It has to go on an airplane.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Hazardous shipping, yeah.
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 Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you come up with the name for the brand?
I knew I wanted it to be cloud related, and Cirrus seemed like the best cloud. Cumulonimbus didn't like roll off the tongue as well, so that's
Cumulus.
how we did that.
That's such a neurodivergent thing to say. Right cloud. I love it. Okay. Stan just ordered a discovery set from you. Somebody wants to know if you're single. Nope. Ange says, I cannot wait to get my little guy of Street Racer. Not calming. She doesn't like calming fragrances.
Street Racer is not calming.
No, let's
It's
talk
not
about that
calming.
one. Here it is.
No.
Let's spray it. Since you're running out of skin because you've sprayed
I know.
everything.
I had this one on skin the other night.
Talk about the notes of this.
Oh, and you're gonna love this one.
So, Street Racer is based on some regretful time as a teenager where I would race cars. And so it is cherry bubblegum, leather car interior, so like that new kind of car smell, burnt rubber, and a little bit of leaded gasoline.
Yeah. The car interior note in here is just spot on. Yeah,
like
it really is. What a fun scent.
Chris says a more aggressive partner brand could be Storm Cloud or something like that.
Yeah.
Thunderclap.
That's awesome. Thunderclap. Okay, so Peace Love SK wants to know if you have anything that leans gourmand. Yes, it's just pears and it's spiced pears.
Those are definitely gourmandy for sure.
Snooze.
Snooze. Yeah, Snooze has a pretty strong like gourmand vanilla and cardamom in it. And then Chamomile Cafe has a really rich oatmeal cookie note that I think pulls pretty gourmand.
Amazing. That one I gave away to Erica. So we can't smell that one. I forgot about that.
What just happened there?
Well, this is an empty sample.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything in it.
Yes, but there's odor in here.
Oh, I don't know how to open it. Okay, let's see. Sultan of Oud says Zoe is Noah and Colby approved, so I will be ordering a sample set before the end of the week.
Ollie, for sure, dude.
Yes.
You will love it.
And Zach says, I'm a guy and I've worn just about every scent Zoe has.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that almost everything I make is unisex.
Yeah.
So I've gotten some feedback that it tends to lean feminine, and I can sort of agree with that. But I don't know. I think that men should be a little bit more adventurous with the things that they're willing to try. Sybarite, for instance, is one of my fragrances that women tend to love.
Yeah.
And I think it smells great on a man.
Okay. We don't have that one. No. We don't have that one. We don't have the daffodil one.
Let's just order them.
We don't
all.
have. Okay. Yes, dear.
At least in 10 mLs. Everything.
Loa just wants to let us know that ground shipping to Puerto Rico exists. Most brands aren't aware. It gets here. It just takes longer.
Interesting.
Mr. Num Num, which I love saying, the company's name is Cirrus Parfum. Joseph Dillon is throwing out the masculine line Nimbus.
Okay.
All
right.
Makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
Ange says, I need a bigger bottle already, I know. She must have ordered the 10 ml. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So remember when I said this person wants to know if you're single? I misunderstood. This talk says, I wasn't asking if Zoe was single. I was asking for the person who bought 10 ml of everything.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Like this is a person he'd want to date. Like someone who's smart enough to buy 10 ml of everything, I'm guessing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I still don't understand. Let's move on.
Okay.
I don't know.
Zoe outraced Dominic Toretto once. True story. Who's that?
Yeah.
Fast and Furious.
Oh, I don't know those movies. Shockingly. Let's see.
I don't want to get this cap over here. Continue.
Yeah, there's a not subtle reference to Tokyo Drift in the bio, not the bio, the description of that fragrance on the site.
Oh, is
awesome.
There? Nice.
Yeah.
Lasting Wonder says, I love Sybarite. I would go nuts if I smelled it on a partner.
Okay, mental note. Ordering Sybarite.
Okay. Brady Frag says, hi Frag.
Hey, Brady.
Lola wants to know when Dickens is back in stock.
Dickens was one of the 2 fragrances that was a fall time seasonal. So I might have some of it in the oil formulation left, but the EDP is totally sold out, and I'm not going to be making it again until next fall. It's very Christmassy.
It is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
sprayed it on the other night. That's like spiced orange Christmas
Red
potpourri
wine,
tea.
The notes are on the back.
Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, the mold. That's the word I was looking for. Mold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ken says, this is a nice compliment. Okay, for those who haven't tried Zoe's stuff, it hits so much better than most frags. It's emotional.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of the point, and I'm glad that that's resonating with people, because I wanted to make things that not only smelled nice, but that like transported you to a specific memory, a specific place. So there are so many shared scent memories that we all have, and we don't really realize it until we get a good trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is awesome. Okay, Venoso J says, I'm going to get the mango scent today, hopefully. The tea and mango sounds amazing.
It's really good.
It is. Mystic Sense says hi.
It's good on me.
John loves Iris. I'm guessing that's the John from Discord. I had to make an account just so I could chime in and say how much I love Zoe's stuff. People who say it's all soft and femme have not tried it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Mr. Num Num wants to know which frog is the most drinkable. Good question.
Oh,
Probably Mr. Dickens.
You think so?
The mulled
I don't
wine
know.
frag.
The spiced pears, man. Like, imagine this as a tea.
True, but maybe the mango tea would make sense.
yeah. I mean, Mango Baby is a beverage fragrance, but Alibi, I might say Alibi.
Okay, let's spray Alibi and talk about it. Where the heck is it? Here it is.
Smells so good here in a minute.
Are you spraying it on skin again?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Alibi is pink guava, passion fruit, coconut cream, rosewood, and orange blossom.
Now, this is one that immediately creates feminine associations for me. And I don't care. Like, it smells so good. I'm just going to wear it and smell amazing, because like, I don't want to wait around for you to have to throw this on one day for me to smell it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
For me, Alibi is like very like warm weather, summer, like tropical vacation, cocktails on the beach, that sort of scenario. And it's so fun.
Yes. People were asking me on another video, what do I need a suntan oil scent.
Yeah.
This is a good one. Better than suntan oil.
I was going to say, it's way more than that. It's got that in it, but it's way more than that.
Okay, so Mystic Sense, her page name is Cirrus, Cirrus, Parfum, PARFUM.com, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so Forest Sense wanted to know when the Street Racer came back in stock. It's now. Lasting Wonder would drink Parakeet, which I also love.
These are so good.
Let's see.
You know what it is, Zoe? Well, I don't know what it is.
What is it? What is it?
What is it? Tell me about it.
Let me mansplain myself to everyone. I get like why I've even described it as feminine. It's not feminine. They're just happy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Everything's super happy.
It's so happy.
I think Chamomile Cafe is like neutral melancholy, and Fall Creek is a little bit more contemplative to me.
Okay,
but the rest of them are like, it's pure optimism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just spray these and I'm just like, yay. Like,
Okay.
All right. The whole video's going to be just me with my nose stuck to my arm.
Okay. Yes. Everyone's just explaining. Google Cirrus Parfum. You will find it.
I'm glad that people are finding it with Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. So John loves Iris is just saying, I can't ever imagine how someone would say brush fire is feminine and soft.
Well, this is the one that's in my collection. That's definitely not feminine.
Okay, I will say that likely what is happening with brush fire, this is kind of a fun little like perfumer geeky thing. That has both osmanthus and aroma chemicals in it, which evoke a red apple skin. Now, osmanthus can go floral for some people. For other people, it smells of apricots. So if you're a person who has a feminine association with fruity scents, and those two things are particularly strong for you, I could see you saying it's maybe feminine. But even then, I think it would be unisex.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, it's
unisex to
unisex
me.
for sure. Am I losing my mind, or do I smell castoreum?
I don't think there's any castoreum in that. There is a mixture of different like smoke aroma chems in there. So there's birch tar and there's also what is it called?
There's a funky, well, beautiful, funky kind of animalic presence.
I would assume that's coming from the oud.
Oh, well, that
It's
would
an
explain
oud
it. It's an
one.
oud fragrance.
Yeah,
Oh,
you forgot
great.
that.
Okay, don't mind me. Carry on.
In the back,
I
doesn't
keep
it?
forgetting the
Yeah,
notes are on the back.
Lausch and oud.
Okay. Perfect level of funk.
Someone's asking me if you stole the strange proclivities of Mr. Dickens back. He did not. It's mine, but I did let him have it.
And then I immediately sprayed it on and felt guilty.
Did you really?
I did. Remember, I put it on the counter the other night. I was
Oh,
like,
you
you
were
have
gonna
to
eat
take
it
it
back.
back.
Oh, really?
I'm overwhelmed with guilt.
Oh God,
Yeah.
that's a lot of emotion.
Listen, help me sear into my mind this, because we're always getting asked, people who want to try oud, they want to break into real oud. This is the one.
You're talking about Brushfire, but it's
I am.
limited, and she doesn't have very much, right?
I have
Everything I
a
just said.
little bit in EDP, but I made too much in the oil version. So if you don't
Okay.
mind an oil formulation, I do have like a good amount of stock in the oil roller balls still.
Now, are your oil formulations the same? Is it just the concentrate, or is it a different formula?
So in most of them, it is the same, but at a higher concentration.
Yeah.
There are a couple of them where there are individual items that don't they don't have the same representation in the oil, and it's
Okay.
too far off. So I've adjusted the formula, and there's a couple of them like Bolano is a good example where the coffee note actually comes from a coffee tincture, and that coffee tincture obviously isn't an oil-based tincture.
Right.
So we do an oil extract for the oil version.
Cool. Okay, we got more questions. Air Mover says these scents really are very happy. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like different scents. Tyson has followed you on Instagram. Chris Talk wants to know, do you find your perfumes reflect your moods when you are composing them?
Sometimes. Yeah. There are individual times like Parakeet, for example, that is also part of this set, and that was the fastest composition I've ever done. It's the only one where I sat down and I made it in one go.
Wow.
I tried to like mess with it after the fact, like see like, oh, maybe I could dial this in more, maybe I could dial that in more. And here I kept going back to the original. And at the time that I was putting it together, I was feeling, I guess, nostalgic, a little bit like sad and also happy, just kind of thinking about like summers as a kid. Um, because my daughter is like almost 5 years old right now. And that scent memory from Parakeet, I was about 4 years old. It's one of my earliest memories. And yeah, I just like wake up early, sun is shining in because it's summer and the sun is always out when you're a kid and it's summer. And just, play with my little parakeet before my parents woke up. And it was the best
And
time.
it's really strong.
Yeah.
It is a very strong fragrance.
It is that strong because I wanted it to last through. So yeah, you do have to be a little bit careful with it. But if you spray that on like, 2 sprays, maybe 10, 15 minutes after the initial spray, the grapefruit really mellows out and you
Mhm.
start getting a lot more of the feather elements in at that point.
Mm.
And then you've got like another 4 hours of solid wear. So
Yeah.
There is a feather element. I don't know how, but there is. It's not just the name.
So cool.
It's not the name. It's not just that it's named parakeet. There absolutely is some kind of like feathery quality to this.
I'm so glad that it's coming through.
Yeah, it really is. Oh, you guys, if you have not smelled this stuff, God, you're in for a treat.
Yeah, it's
You're
delicious.
just, oh,
John says, as you can guess from my name, I do love iris. And if you ever decided to do a scent with buttery iris, I would buy a 30 ml on the spot. Have you ever worked with iris?
Yes. When I think of a buttery iris, though, I think more of orris
yeah.
and it being like the iris root. So I'd be interested to know if they're specifically talking about the more like powdery violet flower iris, or if they're talking more about like the almost makeup-y, powdery, creamy orris root.
Okay. Is that what
I
people
might
call
already
the
have
lipstick
something for
note?
the orris.
Okay. Yeah, that's like the lipstick note that people
Yeah,
talk about.
yeah.
Okay, which I love. I love that kind of iris.
Mhm.
Okay. Brady Frags wants to know, are these EDPs, parfums, extrays? I don't know what the concentration. Oh, they're EDPs, most of them, right?
Yeah, so I label all of them as EDPs, but there is some variance. And at the end of the day, it's just because of the different materials that are used.
Yeah.
So Alibi is lovely, incredibly synthetic. I think there's very few natural ingredients in that one. And as a result of the very strong fruity aroma chemicals that are in it, it's formulated at only around 13%.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty strong at that level. It'll
Yeah.
last you for hours and hours.
Yeah.
Whereas something like Maid Marian is almost entirely naturals, and that one's formulated at around 22% because that's what makes it really pop.
Yeah, we got to get that one too. That's another one I haven't smelled yet. Here, let's talk about Enforced Modesty, because this is a new one that you've made, right?
Yeah.
And I love it. I think it's really pretty. What are you spraying on?
Alibi.
Oh my gosh. Here's
Yeah, so
here's
Enforced Modesty came out last month,
Yep.
and it is my take on a fig fragrance.
Mm.
So it is like a fig tree, full fig tree. So fig
Oh.
fruit, fig leaf, wood, lilac, marble, stone, creeping thyme, which is very much related to like culinary thyme. And what else is there in that? There's something else, and it's escaping me. But laurel leaves. So bay leaves.
What a great green presence. Oh, that's so much beautiful greenness in there.
I love it.
In the deep dry down, the greenness does sort of go away. And what you're left with is this incredibly rich, creamy, sweet, almost cinnamon vanilla. It's lovely.
Wow.
Enforced Modesty, yes, it's my newest fragrance, so I'm going to be a little bit biased towards it. But I really think that looking at Enforced Modesty versus looking at Laundry Day, it's not that Laundry Day is a bad fragrance at all. It just shows a lot of development, and I love that.
Tell us about the name.
Enforced Modesty. So this fragrance is, the smell is based off of a fig tree in my backyard. We had like a little marble bird bath next to it. That's where the actual like scent memory is for me. But when I started thinking about figs, about marble, about all of those elements, I was drawn to like Rome and Greece and the statues and like all of the history there. So Enforced Modesty is a reference to, I think in the 1600s, I could be off in that. But there was a pope who decided that art that had nudity in it, completely unacceptable.
Yeah.
completely unacceptable. So they started doing things like no longer allowing people to paint nudes. They would have to like have their hair or a hand or like the
Yeah.
wing of an angel covering up their bits.
Yeah.
And for the statues that were there, they couldn't really do that. So they would forge these, well, not forge, but they would cast plaster fig leaves and cover up the genitalia with them. For some, it didn't quite work out the way they wanted to with covering it with the leaf. So they just chiseled the whole thing off and then kept it at the Vatican.
God.
And so some people who are studying art came across a trove of dismembered phalluses in the Vatican, and now they're going around Italy, trying to reconnect the missing pieces, essentially.
Yeah. Oh God.
Where's the green one again?
Right here.
That was very difficult to get through while trying to censor
that one.
myself.
That one.
What was
Somebody
this
in
I
the-
sprayed here? It smells amazing on me.
I think that's alibi.
Alibi.
Yeah,
God.
maybe. Look. So this was your first favorite Antique Nouveau.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that? Antique
Yeah.
Nouveau.
Antique Nouveau was a fun one. I wanted to sort of try my hand at a more vintage style perfume. And I've always loved Chypres. So only made sense to try my hand at a vintage style Chypre. So I did a bunch of research into the formulations that were popular early on, like obviously Coty Chypre, Mitsuoko, a few others, and just kind of tried to see what was similar about them. And I actually documented this partially on my TikTok. You can still find it. You'll have to scroll, but it's in there somewhere. And I figured out what the elements are that were similar across all of them and what sort of gave each one its own character. And then I took the basic framework and I put my own character on top of it.
Nice.
And it turned out really well. It's sweet. It's like purple florals, a little bit like almost like grape soda-y at times.
Yeah.
But it's got a lot of like clove and sweet florals,
Oh,
a bunch of resins,
happy.
and an absolutely astonishing amount of oak moss. Put as much oak moss in there as I could, both the
Really?
oak moss, which I was only able to use a little tiny bit, and oak moss that has had the allergens removed. I used that as
Oh.
well.
God, it's good.
Brady frags.
I'm
Noah,
overwhelmed.
Noah is going crazy with the sprays like no one's watching.
Yeah,
Just having your own
You
experience.
know
over
how
here.
some people dance like no one's watching? I spray and sniff like no one's watching.
Yeah.
This is me dancing right now.
Yes.
This is as dynamic as I get. So
We should talk about a dog named Pam, which is your dog.
Yeah, Pam is my doggie.
what kind of dog is Pam?
No one knows.
She's a little one.
She looks like she's a corgi mix, but she might just be a terrier with dwarfism. Nobody knows.
Interesting.
Mm.
She just has these short, tiny little legs, and she just scuttles about. No, she's not in here. She's on the other side of the door. I heard her, so I was like, "Did she get in here?" No, she's on the other side of the door. But yeah, she is old as the hills these days. But when I first met her, she was, we think, a young adult. They didn't know anything about her. They didn't know her age, anything. But she was rescued from an orange grove in California.
Mm.
And so when I started thinking about doing scents for my pets, which I've done a few of them, Parakeet is a scent for my pet, Mango Baby is a scent for my pet, and we have a dog named Pam as well. So hers is basically an orange grove, bitter orange, neroli, a little bit of petitgrain. There is some Palo Santo in there, cedarwood, and this like musk that I put together out of a few different musks. And it smells to me like like dog belly. Like when you're laying in the sun with your dog next to you, what is that sort of like musky dog scent that's still like pretty clean and pleasant.
You got the best
Like,
smelling dog
so
ever.
Yeah, really.
but yeah, they're just like that, the really good, fresh, clean dog smell.
I love this. So
It's so bright and crisp and clean.
Chris
I'm
Tuck
so-
asked, do you see any trends? Like, are you seeing any trends in the perfume world that for 2025 or the future?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of a couple of different things. Tons of strawberry,
Yeah.
which I feel like we already have a lot of strawberry, but I've been seeing a ton of strawberry come out, and I'm not mad about it. I like strawberry. I've also been seeing more herbs and sort of tiptoeing into savory gourmands, which is what I really want us to get by the end of 2025. And we started kind of getting there with things like rice notes and mushroom and things like that. But I really want to see that get like really deep into it. Not quite to the point where we're like making like fried chicken fragrances or anything like that. But, if we could get some savory herbs, some like tomato fruit rather than tomato leaf, things like that, I would love to see it. And I think the fragrance industry as a whole is tiptoeing their way towards it.
Tomato cucumber salad fragrance.
Yeah. The freshest.
John wants to know, would you ever do a scent for your child?
Here's a secret. My daughter made Alibi.
Did she?
Yeah.
I helped her.
Oh, she's great.
But yeah, she like came into my room while I was, fiddling with things, and she was like, I want to do this. And she has been seeing me mess with my perfumes for a while, and she's been getting really into chemistry, as she calls it.
Yeah.
And she wanted to make her own scent. So I just kind of grabbed a bunch of things that I thought she might like to smell, and I told her to pick what her favorite was, and she picked some materials that were scented like coconut, mango, passion fruit, guava. Basically all of the notes of that scent were things that she picked out and was like, I want something that smells like that. I want something that smells like that. And I put some more things in there to just kind of meld it together and make it into an actual fragrance.
Yeah.
But she picked the notes.
That's
and she has like a tiny little, like very watered down version of that perfume. That's her little 4-year-old perfume.
Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Okay, Brady Frag says his dogs smell like old cornfields and dead moles, and his dogs smell like dirt and deer shit. Also, Ange is mad about the strawberry trend. And Autumn says Colby has bought our dogs their own fragrances, and that's why I love him.
Of course he has. Barbecue frag. I could see a little bit of a barbecue. I mean, there's already some barbecue leaning smoky frags out there.
Yes.
I hate
yes.
oil.
I mean, I'm in Texas, so I would love a good barbecue frag. I think it's possible, and that'd be fun.
Oh my God. Domino's Pizza has just released a fragrance.
I've heard stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice. I saw it was like Best Foods or whatever it is, where your Hellman's they released like a mayonnaise fragrance.
Oh no.
Yeah. In conjunction with an NFL quarterback, I forget who. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We're all caught up on the questions.
Great.
We should smell Sea Anemone and talk about Sea Anemone. I think this is one of the most interesting ones that you've made personally.
I really love Sea Anemone, but it's going to be a divisive one because of that seaweed note. I love it.
I love it too. I don't think this is like some of these guys.
I love
here.
Duomo.
Oh yeah.
You need a Duomo.
You need a Duomo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is, guys, don't let Zoe scare you off.
I mean, it's a little interesting because of the seaweed note.
I mean, there is definitely a really interesting undertone, but it's almost like you have to go looking for it a little bit. Mostly it's kind of in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And this really sweet, what's the fruit? It's almost like a pear or
There's a few different fruits in there. So there is a pineapple accord. There is what else is there? There's green apple. There's
okay.
black currant. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there's violet cotton candy. That's like the main sweetener because I used a bunch
Okay.
of very tart fruits. And yeah, the inspiration is having like a fruity little snack, little picnic at
Mm-hmm.
like the tide pools. So I grew up in Oregon, so I spent a lot of time on the Oregon coast, which is not really beach zone. It
Yeah.
is rocky cliffs and tide pool zone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean the that kind of aquatic seaweed note in there is what absolutely makes it the interesting fragrance.
yeah,
The
it
rest
makes
is
it
all beautiful and wonderful, but like without that piece, there's a million of those. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, it absolutely makes it. It's so good.
We have, let's see, left. Let's do landscape or fanfic because
I
I
don't
feel like
have any
that's
memory
not
of
like
that.
necessarily fall, right?
No, yeah. So that one originally came out with the Spring line, Landscaper fanfic, but it was so well liked
Ooh,
that I decided to keep it around year round.
minty.
What's the story with it?
What a great mint.
My current partner, we had been sort of, loosely seeing each other for a couple of months, and my lawnmower had broken, and he surprised me by coming over to my house, which I was like renting this like ancient cottage at
Mm.
the time. He came over with a lawnmower. I still have no idea where he got this lawnmower from. We're like
Yeah.
college kids with like no assets
Yeah.
and mowed my lawn for me.
Oh.
And then we like did a bunch of gardening together and the whole day just smelled like that.
Oh.
The lawn
So
that I had at the time wasn't really a lawn, it was a bunch of overgrown mint.
oh wow.
Ah.
If you guys, Zach, I'm looking at you. Pasha fans, especially like the mint fresh or whatever that one was.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody else who likes that style. Oh my goodness, this is wonderful. Yeah. Mm. All right, I'm gonna put this one on too. No, I can't. I already sprayed something there. Damn it, I've sprayed everything. I'm out of juice.
Well, this is just gonna sit in your little sample. We'll put it over
Okay.
here. You can see. You can spray it on another day. Does anyone not? Okay, Succinctibus wants to know: is he open to mowing my lawn?
Maybe, who
Compare it
knows?
to silver. Can you compare it to silver by far distance?
Sure. This is much crisper and cleaner. This doesn't have the ambery note.
Hmm.
And the mint is more balanced, maybe is the right word. That's not it. In fanfic, fanfic just gives it's more of this clean spring. Like it doesn't go into soapy fougere kind of mode, but it is again like one of the pashas. It reminds me of. It's a lighter fragrance than silver. It's probably the easiest way to say it.
Mm.
This is more of a true mint. What's the base of this, Zoe? In terms
Yeah,
of just
so
note profile.
it's just kind of a modernized fougere. It has mostly cedar wood and musk in the base.
Okay, yeah. Oh, so good. Yeah.
Zach says, I intend to be a Cirrus completionist.
Yeah, that's not a bad strategy, man.
Yes. Ange says, me too. Chris says, time to send that 10 ml of everything email.
Yep.
Zach says 10 mLs is not going to cut it. I was going to beg for 200 mLs. Chris wants to know, how do you decide when you want to make a new fragrance? Do you wait for inspiration to strike? Do you create an inspiration?
The reason why I think I decided to latch on to this, one of them, and really like lean into it, make it a business more than a hobby, is I get inspiration for a new fragrance several times a day, every day.
Yeah.
So I have a notebook where I write down ideas.
Mm.
And if I see a trend coming on where I'm constantly thinking about the same kinds of notes, or like a particular scent memory keeps popping into my head over and over again, I'll kind of highlight that one for sooner development.
Mm.
But I have a lot of things that I have partially in development and I want to get done already. Right now, my limiting factor is time.
Yeah, because you're still working a full-time job.
Yeah.
How close are you to being able to make a transition?
Well, you didn't
Pretty
ask
close.
what she wants to.
Pretty
She
close.
doesn't want to.
Doesn't matter what she wants. The people want the
I
juice.
do want to. I love my job. In some respects, it's a really great fit for me, and I feel very fortunate having that job.
Gross.
But I don't know. Doing this has been really eye opening in that like you can look forward to working every day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's new, and I want to do that all the time.
So how many people do we need to tell? How much do we need to buy? We've got about 40 people poised to jump here.
What I need at this point is kind of consistency. This has been a launch that I did not do a lot of promotion for myself because I didn't want to necessarily like overload myself. I've gotten a lot of interest already, which is fantastic. But with scaling, there are all these pitfalls where if you grow too fast, you become unreliable. And I don't want that to happen. So what I need is consistent growth. And I think I'm in a good space to get that. I think if things continue on the way they are, probably 3 to 4 months, and I would be able to make that jump comfortably.
Yay.
Wonderful.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've got like a little nest egg of sorts sort of saved away. Because that's really the thing, is when you're going from having, outside employment with health insurance and all that stuff to being self-employed, it's a little bit of a different sort of math.
Totally. Yeah. Okay, cool. Aki Estoy says, I'm at $345 in the cart. Green wants to know what you sprayed on your left bicep. You keep going back to it.
I do. It's one of the girly ones.
I think it's Alibi.
If I'm remembering correctly, I think you did Alibi on there.
Yeah, you're right. Everybody knows. I freaking love it. It's like it's another one of those ones. Like, I don't know if it's me. I don't care. Like, I just you're gonna wear what you want every day. Sometimes I'm gonna want to smell this, and I'm just gonna spray it on myself.
Okay.
It's really good, guys. I'll tell you that. So let's get a little rundown of my parts here. This is
that smells like brush fire.
No.
Oh no, that's Fall Creek.
Fall Creek.
That's Fall Creek.
These are holding on really, really well.
Yeah, they hold their top notes.
They really hold on well. Same thing with the mango. I mean, the mango tones down a little bit, but it's still very identifiable. The tea note runs really strong. I don't remember which this one was. It's another sweet, fruity.
Is that Pam?
No.
That has a musky note in it. Is it Sea Anemone? Did you spray the
I
anemone
didn't spray that on.
That might be Alibi then.
No, this is Alibi.
You know that?
Yeah.
For sure?
Yeah.
Kind of smells the same. Smell that, smell that.
Maybe that's what
you
happened.
just sprayed a lot.
Maybe it just rubbed up.
Yeah, that's Union Street Crash that I sprayed at the very beginning. And that's that kind of like smoky, leathery thing.
I know, I love that one.
Dries down beautifully. I've got to get Duomo.
Okay, I'll buy you 30 ml on me.
That's the incense. So good. And then And again, really holding on. Like the Duomo smells like it did when I sprayed it. And this is Antique Nouveau. Oh, so good.
I love that one on you. That one's very, like, you should wear that to bed every night.
Yes,
That
dear.
would give me good dreams. Sometimes he wears the weirdest stuff to bed. Like, why would you choose that? I mean, it's not though. It's our frag people.
I know. All right. Well, I guess you need an Antique Nouveau for me to wear.
Yes.
Antique Nouveau.
Oh, okay.
Brady.
So yeah, it's okay. Brady wanted to know you kept sniffing this arm because it was mirrored. Yeah, it's Antique Nouveau.
I mean, I'm sniffing the heck out of this is Duomo right here. I can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
But this up here is Antique Nouveau. Both of those are at the top for me with Brush Fire probably.
Air Mover says not dark yet. It's his now bedtime scent.
Nice.
I like to wear this one at night for bed. Actually, I think it's very like cozy and comforting.
Yeah. Is this a 30?
That is a 30. Everyone's super excited about their sample packs.
Would there be reason for you to do 50 mLs? Is there a reason that you don't, and would there be a reason to?
If the demand is there, then I am open to doing either a 50 or 60 ml, like somewhere in that range. I don't think I would ever do up to 100.
Yeah.
But I think something in the mid-range could definitely be coming. I currently don't sell that many 30 mils. I sell a ton of the 10 mil bottles.
Really?
The 30 mils, like they sell for sure, but I think I would have to be like going through them a little bit quicker to justify another
higher ones. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very nice size for people to enjoy, especially for if you have hardcore collectors like me and Noah.
Yeah.
We can't wear our fragrances. Like,
So my favorite thing to do is just have like 2 of those 10 mils in my purse at all times, because I formulate my things to like last a decent amount of time, but only a few of them, like Fall Creek, Brush Fire, Union Street Crash, and Sybarite. Those ones, and Enforced Modesty. Those ones will last like 8 to 12 hours. The rest of them is like more in the 4 to 6 hour range, realistically. Yeah. And I'm the kind of person that either wants to change their fragrance midway through the day or top up. So I always have something on me so that I can spray as I go.
Same.
Is there one of your fragrances that you find you're drawn to the most for you personally?
I have a special place in my heart for Bolano. I love Bolano. And it is a very unique one, I feel. It is jasmine, orange blossom, lake water, chocolate, and coffee, and a little bit of lavender as well as like a little bit of ambergris in the lake water accord. And it is such like rich housewife vibes. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah. I get why.
Yeah. That's a good cozy scent.
And it evolves too. So at first it's a little bit brighter, it's a little bit more floral. As the wear continues, it just gets richer and more velvety. And yeah, I'm a big fan of Bolano. But I would say probably Enforced Modesty is my biggest wearer right now. I think it's like a little bit of the novelty, but I also just really, really love it.
Yeah, it is really nice. A little while back, somebody asked, is there a material that you just can't work with? Like one particular material?
Ambrosinide.
Yeah. Same. I'm not even a perfumer, but I would never be able to work with that one. I smell it immediately in every fragrance. Like, nope, this is a no-go for me.
Yeah. Do people know what that is? Should I explain what that is, or are we set?
Yeah, I think that would be helpful. Yeah.
Okay, so ambrosinide is a certain type of what we would call super amber. So that's going to be like those really, like some people call them screechy, some people just call them loud. They're very powerful, dry, woody, amber sorts of materials. There's a lot of them. I would say on the softer end is like norlimbinol. Ambrosinide is as pretty much as harsh as it gets. It's not necessarily the strongest, but I think an Amber Extreme might be stronger, but it also is a powder in its pure form. And just having that kind of really strong chemical that immediately gives me a migraine in powder form where it can just kind of cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, under no circumstances will that come into my lab.
Yeah. That's the one. That's the one that when I was first getting into perfume, I would smell it in every fragrance and be like, what is this? It makes me so angry.
I think it was
would
probably
trigger
just
rage.
strong amberwoods in general, not necessarily ambrosimide.
Well, I've smelled norlimbinol, and that's not the thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you've let me smell some
Yeah.
of those super ambers that you have.
Yeah.
And as soon as I smell the ambrosimide, I'm like, this is the one that
Yeah.
makes me so pissed.
Yeah.
It was a weird reaction because I'm very rarely angry.
Brady Frags wants to know what your if you have, what is your favorite designer and niche fragrances?
That changes all the time. It changes all
Yeah.
the time. Right now for designer, I'm kind of liking Versace Dylan Blue Parfum.
Mhm.
I like that one a lot better than the Pour Homme version. The Pour Homme version is kind of boring, I think.
Yeah. Agreed.
But the fruit really helps the feminine version for me. Yeah, it's nice. And then for niche, oh, that's hard. Like today, I wore Tahoda.
Yeah.
So
What is that one?
it's basically like the most basic Tahitian vanilla fragrance.
yeah.
It's by Indult. It's really, really nice, and I finally got my hands on a full size of it. I've been studying it for my own purposes, but it's just really nice to wear and to layer with things. Also, I've been really liking Room 1015 Wave Child.
Yeah, that's
It's
fun.
good, fresh, clean,
That's
fruity. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a different set of comments over here where Nitish Dixit, who's the perfumer for Perito Moreno, is saying, which frag of mine is asking me if there's a fragrance where I smell ambrosinide. I don't smell ambrosinide in his fragrances. Maybe he uses it, but it's very subtle.
He does very, very,
Yeah,
very.
it's not like Grand
Yeah,
Soir
you
or
don't
whatever.
have to smell it. It can be used.
Yeah.
In very
Carefully.
I don't use ambrosinide, but I do use other super ambers in like a fair few of my fragrances, but it's not prominent in most of them.
Yeah, we were having this conversation the other day, and I made the analogy. I was trying to find the right one, and then, somebody else made a great example with either salt or I used baking powder. Like when you're cooking with baking powder, it does a very important job, but you don't want to taste baking powder.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
smell amberwoods in your fragrances.
Yeah,
just
like I
fine.
kind of I liken it to something very similar. I think I've described it to someone as like the pinch of cayenne that you put in macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
I do that with my macaroni and cheese.
You do?
I do.
That's why I love it so much.
I never make it for you because it's fattening.
It is. She's looking out for my waistline.
You'd be mad at me if I made it. Go bake this stuff. Okay, so Gianni Fragrance is in here, and he says, okay, no ambrosinide. Check. And then he's asking if you make the perfume. Yes, Zoe makes the perfume. She makes everything.
If you really like coffee, would you ever consider trying Sultan Pasha's Cafe
Ombre Noir?
That's a lot. It's a mouthful. I have not smelled any Sultan Pasha stuff.
No. Ken wants to know, will you ever do a nose training kit of all the synthetics? Well,
some are in there.
Some are in there.
Yeah, there are some synthetics in there. Mostly I didn't do a nose training kit of just synthetics. I could, but I didn't want to do synthetics because synthetics are very rarely listed as notes in fragrance when you're shopping. And this kit is really based on like consumers of fragrance rather than perfumers.
Did you put ISOE Super in it?
Yeah, like I did some I kind of picked out the specific I guess aroma chemicals based on either their notoriety
Yeah.
or like sensitivity issues.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I make that very like clear in the foreword in the book. Like you might be sensitive to some of these, or you might not be able to smell them at all. And that is for you to think about, like Veramoss, for example. Some
Yeah.
people are very sensitive to Veramoss, and
Yeah.
some people can't smell it at all.
Is that what
So-
people can't smell when they're smelling Baccarat Rouge? People often say they can't smell it.
People say they're going nose blind to it. No. What is the heavier stuff in there? I'm drawing a blank. It's a lot of the
Veramoss is
Loxton,
1%.
Hedione, and Veramoss.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but some people who are sensitive to Veramoss, I believe that's the thing that makes people say that Baccarat Rouge smells like Band-Aids.
Oh,
That makes sense.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
is that what's in Gucci Guilty or Gucci whatever that is?
No, that's something
The
else.
hospital bandage
Yeah.
note.
Yeah.
He has some fragrance that smells like a hospital bandage, which is different than a regular bandage somehow.
I don't know. Yeah, Zach used the bay leaf analogy. Like when you cook with a bay leaf, it's supposed to color and flesh out the flavor of the food, but you don't want to taste actual bay, nor do you want to eat the bay leaf.
Right.
Yeah.
It's another good analogy. Yes, Baccarat is a lot of Veramoss and ethyl maltol. Yeah.
Yeah, Natisha's saying norlimbinol is different, but you have to dilute it, then observe. It'll twist ouds and woods in an amazing way. It makes them dry.
Yeah.
Smell dry.
Yeah. So functional usage for a chemical as opposed to for its smell per se, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zoe, do you have thoughts on perfumery events and conventions? Well, you just went to Milan.
I did.
know.
Did we
Oh my
talk about
gosh.
that?
No, we didn't.
No. Yeah, I went to Milan, and it was a lot of fun. I was a little tiny bit overwhelmed. Somewhere around the 150th fragrance that you smelled in a day.
Right.
It just kind of all starts blending together.
Yeah.
But even still, there were standouts among the bunch, and it was really, really great getting to talk to a whole bunch of different people from all over the world with different philosophies on fragrance. And yeah, it was a really great experience. I'm glad that I went.
That's awesome.
Is there something? Was there something not on your radar that you discovered that you were like really wowed by and excited to see?
Yes, there was a specific house out of Milan called Gigide. They are not in the States right now, so I'm struggling with that knowledge. But they are looking to expand into the United States soon. And basically it was a duo, like co-ownership situation, I believe, between someone in Milan and someone in China. And they hired a bunch of like very young perfumers, like we're talking like 23 to 25, a lot of them. And each scent was made by a different perfumer, sort of about like a memory from their childhood, essentially. And each one of them was incredible. There was nothing fell flat in the bunch. My favorite was the first duo. They're set up in duos, and it was one called Riso, which was my absolute favorite, and then the second runner-up was Grano. Riso is based on, I think, Shanghai. Don't quote me on that, but it was a savory gourmand with like red bean paste, rice, kumquat, and like a bunch of other stuff. And it somehow manages to smell like savory food while also smelling sweet and also smelling like a personal fragrance. It's really, really nice. And then Grano is the same thing, but I believe it's from somewhere in France, I believe Paris. And it is like herbal bread in the best way possible. It has like this really great baguette note and then a bunch of like bright herbs and spices.
Very cool.
What's the name of the house again?
Gigide, so it's Jijide.
Yeah, Succinctibus put it in the chat here.
Attaboy.
Brady Frag said overspray convention.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay.
Are there any fragrances that you're cooking up that you can tease us with a little bit?
Sort of. I've already put out a teaser for this one, but it was like extremely brief, so probably most people did not catch on to it. I'm working on one called Fey Trap.
Oh,
and it is centered around mushrooms.
So savory gourmand.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Okay.
It's I'm still working on it, so I can't give too much away, but right now it's very much pulling from the duality of like the earthiness of mushrooms and then like some sparkly aldehydic, like twinkly firefly fairy lights.
Cool.
nice. That's really neat. I love that idea.
Okay.
Hmm.
We were going to do a giveaway.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Let's do the giveaway.
Yes.
We didn't announce it up front so that everyone who
did.
stuck around gets rewarded for sticking around.
Yes.
Giveaway
Okay.
time, everybody.
Yes, we're gonna do a giveaway of a sample set.
Yeah.
You're gonna do a spring summer sample set?
Yeah.
Right?
We're gonna do a spring summer sample set.
Okay.
Cool. All right. You wanna play the numbers game?
I mean, always.
Get it on your phone.
Yes, dear. I'm on.
So how this works, guys, is we have 32 people in here now. So we're gonna do 1 to 200.
Let's do 1 to 150.
We're gonna
should be sufficient.
in a second. It's okay, Omid, that you just got here.
What does Omid need a sample set for? The guy owns the entire collection.
Does he really?
Just about.
Oh, that's awesome.
But he gets to have a sample set. It's
Yes.
more juice if he wants it.
Yes.
All right.
So in a minute there, Noah's gonna random number generate something on Google. All you have to do to enter is you're gonna have to guess a number between 1 and 150. And I guess we've started.
All right. We've started
And
with.
please only choose one number.
Choose one. All
One
right,
guess
everybody.
only. If you make multiple guesses, you'll be DC'd.
One ping only. It's DQ'd.
DQ'd. Well, he said DC'd, which I'm like, discontinued? Discharged. So go ahead. Enter your number. 1 to 150. Have some of your tea. If there's any liquid left.
There's a little bit of liquid
A little bit of liquid.
for my love.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Autumn's sitting it out. Why are you sitting it out, Autumn?
Probably because I ribbed on her too much.
You
Autumn, give us a
sit
number, Autumn. Throw it in there, girl.
Okay, 1 to 150.
You got 3 more seconds. Oh, we got some on YouTube as well. Great.
Okay, cool.
Okay, everybody's in.
All right.
Here we go. 1 to 150. Generate 17.
17. All right. Louis
V got 12. 5 away.
Oh, Eric Beller.
Beller,
got
16. So we're going to need a 17 or an 18. Nope. Eric
Wow.
Beller's the winner.
All right, Eric, you won. Great. Congratulations, Eric. Yes. All right, so Eric, do you want Eric to PM you in TikTok?
Yeah, that would probably if they did it through the TikTok live, then yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, DM me there and I'll get your information and I'll send you over a discovery set.
Yes, so
Okay.
just message her and she'll get you hooked up. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yes, congratulations, Eric. He's like, wow. So excited. That's so good. Okay. Yeah. So people
Cool.
were then asking questions about the mushroom, like how do you get that? How do you achieve that? That's the secrets of perfumery.
Yeah. There's a bunch of different aroma chemicals that can evoke a mushroomy sort of smell. They tend to go either into like mineralic dirt, mushroom, or if you push them a little bit further, like plastic, like hospital plastic.
Okay.
Louis wants to know if you can talk about your herb sachets.
Oh, yeah. I forgot I had those up there. So those were mainly just there. I've been over the previous spring and summer, I did a ton of like pop-ups around town, and people were always coming in and asking me for just straight herbs. So I made those little sachets so that people could, I don't know, have herbs to select from. But it's just a selection of herbs. Typically what I'll do is I like, crunch them up in my hand a little bit. They release some of their oils, and then I put them into my like drawers of clothes,
Nice.
or into storage chests and things like that. And it
Oh.
keeps them smelling fresh, and it also keeps away pests.
I feel like I'm a complete amateur when it comes to sniffing stuff now. I just have perfumes. She's got like herb sachets stashed in drawers.
Yeah.
I need to get
You
going.
can also put them in cars. They don't last as long in cars because of the heat, but they work as like a car air freshener too.
Nice.
Somebody wants one more giveaway, 100 ml of cherry smoke.
Not tonight, my friend.
Yeah. Chris wants to know, have you smelled any new aroma chemicals lately that were unlike anything you've smelled before?
Ooh, that is a good question. I guess it's more of a base than an aroma chemical, but I recently smelled Persical, and that blew my mind. It is, I got it from Works if you're looking it up right now,
They have
Noah.
so much good stuff.
And it is like peach and apricots and florals all kind of mixed into one. It is incredibly strong and sickeningly sweet. So if I was going to use it in something, I would need to temper it quite a lot with other things.
What's
But
it
it has
called?
this very rich quality to it. Persical?
How do you spell that?
I don't know. Perci. I don't know. SOL or something like that.
Maybe Natish knows. Do you know that one, Natish?
Natish says that's right. Natish had been talking to me about. It's interesting, the mushroom root. He's got some mushroom absolute he's been tinkering with as well. Maybe 2025 is going to be the year of the mushroom.
Yeah. Chris talk, me and Works spending my entire 401k.
I'm telling you, I could drop thousands and thousands of dollars on their materials.
Ange says it's Persicol.
SICOL. Okay.
Thank
The bear
you. I
says-
can't spell.
The bear says, wasn't that what they used to do in the Victorian era? Women wore wrist sashes with herbs and oils. And Ange says, it's in my cart now.
Oh, Persical. I see. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Check that out.
Yeah, they've got so many good bases and things. Used in Mitsuko.
Oh. New Life RD Tech says we should do an inexplicable 10 ml giveaway.
We'll just give away the house.
Cole says, I am in the not spelling team.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same. All right, everybody. We should let Zoe go.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
It was really fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been talking.
Yes.
I smell amazing. I've got a
You
little
do
bit of
smell
everything,
amazing.
but then I overdosed on Duomo there at the end.
We'll let you keep that
We
sample.
can go through the sample since I'm getting a bottle.
Yeah, you're getting a bottle.
Yeah.
I'll buy it for you.
Thanks, love.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Zoe.
Yeah, have a great night.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And
A pleasure.
we forgot to mention, in case people aren't aware, that a percentage of your
yes.
sales go to charity.
Yes, for the month of March, 10% of all of my sales are going to be donated at the end of the month to the Women and Children's Shelter in San Antonio. And that is basically a charity that helps with evictions, domestic violence, all manner of things. And it's called the Women and Children's Shelter. They do mainly deal with helping out domestic violence victims, but sometimes that does include men. So they do have programs for men as well who are escaping difficult situations.
Yeah,
that's great. My best friend works for a similar place in Philadelphia, and they just lost most of their funding.
Yeah.
So these places are going to need our support.
They do.
Yeah.
Because of loss of grant funding. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Until other things happen, whatever those things are going to be.
Whatever those are.
I don't know what yet.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Zoe.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have a great
We'll
night.
talk soon. All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye, everybody.